Imagine a metal that refuses to rest. Imagine a sword so sharp it could slice through armor. And imagine all this have been created not in modern laboratories but over 2000 years ago without electricity, without machines, and even without the knowledge of modern science. While much of the ancient world was still learning to shape metals, Indian metallurgists were already mastering them. Good morning, I am Soumya Sethu, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Sahridaya College of Advanced Studies, Autonomous. Today, we will take a look at the Indian metallurgy that Indians practiced for over 7,000 years ago. Introduction to Indian metallurgical heritage. Metallurgy in India is an integral part of its civilizational, philosophical and spiritual tradition. From the Vedic period to classical and medieval eras, Indian thinkers, artisans and alchemists developed intricate and sophisticated methods of mining, ore extraction, smelting, alloying, casting, and metalworking. And all these processes are often guided by ritual, ethical, and astrological consideration. These practices are now studied under Indian knowledge system which integrate science and cosmology, medicine, mathematics and engineering, architecture, art and ritual practice. Cultural and symbolic significance of metals. Metals in Indian tradition held functional, symbolic and ritual importance. Gold and silver were associated with purity, divinity, immortality, strength, prosperity, and they were used for ritual offerings. The Sanskrit term for gold is Hiranya and the Sanskrit term for silver is Rajada. And the Sanskrit term for iron is Ayas and it is associated with power, resilience and use for warfare and protection. Copper is associated with healing, conductivity and used for making ritual vessels. Alloys such as bronze and Panchaloha, they embodied both material utility and spiritual symbolism. Panchaloha, which we all know, it is a 5-metal alloy commonly used in making temple idols, sacred tools and ritual sculptures. The scientific ingenuity of traditional Indian metallurgists is evident in enduring artifacts such as Iron Pillar of Delhi, the production of wood steel and the zinc production in the Savar mines of Rajasthan, which reflect a profound understanding of material properties and thermodynamics long before such knowledge became formalized in modern science. These technologies were transmitted through generation via oral traditions, apprenticeship models and scriptural text. Now let's look into philosophical and textual foundations of metallurgy. Metallurgy in Vedic and post-Vedic literature. Here we cover metallurgy that is mentioned in Vedic and post-Vedic literature. So metallurgy in ancient India was not seen solely as a practical and traditional skill, but it is considered as a sacred and scientific endeavor closely tied to the cosmological principles of balance, transformation and purification. This is reflected in Vedic, post-Vedic, Ayurvedic and technical treatises. References to metals and their significance appear in Rig Veda. Here students please note the point. In Rig Veda, the term Ayas is known for metals. Mention Ayas as a general term for metals. And Atharva Veda also give references about gold and silver. Here the Sanskrit term is for gold is Hiranya, which we have already discussed, and the Sanskrit term for silver is Rajata. So it indicates awareness of metals' physical and medicinal properties. So that means Atharva Veda clearly mentions about the physical and medicinal properties of all the sacred metals. Next is Shilpa Shastra. It provides highly detailed information on the selection process and its purification and the use of metals in sculpture, iconography and construction. So what Shilpa Shastra mentioned? It mentions the method for the selection, purification and use of metals in sculpture making. And Agama Shastra includes metical instruction for preparing metal idols and utensils. So all these scriptures suggest that the shaping of metals was seen as a sacred act that required moral discipline and astrological timing. Okay, next comes Rasashastra and Indian alchemical traditions. So Rasashastra is a specialized branch of Ayurveda dealing with metals and minerals. It is developed during the 8th to 13th century CE. It focuses on transforming metals for therapeutic and spiritual purposes. So in Rasa Shastra usually mentions about the use of metals, and these metals, they were transformed into compounds that have medicinal properties. So, regarding all these things, there are important texts. They are Rasa Ratna Samuchaya, Rasa Hridaya Tandra, and Rasa Prakash Sudhagar. The three important texts are Rasa Ratna Samuchaya, Rasa Hridaya Tandra, Rasa Prakash Sudhagar. And this text elaborate processes like Shodhana, Marana, Samyoga, and Bhasmigarna processes. Shodhana in modern terms, modern time, it is known as purification. Marana in modern times, it is known as incineration process, and Samyoga means combination or alloying processes, and Bhasmigarna means calcination of all these metals into ashes and the conversion into compounds of medicinal importance. So, also in Rasa Shastra, there is elaborate discussion on Mercury. Mercury in ancient time is known as Parada. The knowledge of Mercury in Rasa Shastra is particularly advanced and showcasing an early understanding of its volatility, bonding nature, and amalgamation properties. You have to note all these points. There is a clear understanding of its volatility property, amalgamation properties, and bonding nature. The alchemical traditions also included aspirations of transmutation, paralleling Western alchemical quest, but were more oriented towards medicinal and spiritual purification rather than the literal transformation of base metals into gold. So, Rasa Shastra thus represents a sophisticated synthesis of practical metallurgy, medical application, and metaphysical theory, placing Indian alchemical practices firmly within a holistic knowledge framework. Next comes traditional metallurgical techniques in India. So, in ancient India, we will discuss some metallurgical excellencies that exist in India. First one is iron and steel production. Ancient India produced high quality iron and steel. Most iconic symbol of one of the metallurgical excellence is the iron pillar of Delhi, that this you students you see in this figure. This is the iron pillar of Delhi, and it is 7 meters in height and 6 tons in weight, and it is erected during the Gupta period, during the 4th century CE. So this iron pillar, it is known for its corrosion resistance. It remained corrosion resistant for over 1600 years. So this is one of the metallurgical excellence that existed in ancient India. So, detailed analysis attributes the corrosion resistance due to the high phosphorus content and low sulfur content. And this iron pillar, it is prepared. It is erected using the forge welding technique. So, forge welding technique, high phosphorus and low sulfur content make this iron pillar a corrosion resistance. There is a layer of oxide layer, the formation of a passive oxide layer. So, this passive oxide layer formation made it corrosion resistant. Then another metallurgical excellence, it came from wood steel. We all know we have heard about the wood steel. So it is known for its high carbon content and superior mechanical properties. Carbon content and superior mechanical properties. This wood steel, it was originated from parts of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Salem, it is well known for this wood steel production in ancient time. And in Karnataka there comes Mysore. So wood is known for its high carbon content and microstructural properties, and it was created through unique crucible techniques. So you must note this point, it is produced using crucible technique. In crucible technique, you know what happens, the wrought iron and the carbonaceous material, they were sealed in a clay container. So carbonaceous material as well as a wrought iron, they are sealed in a clay container, and it is heated to specific temperature. So what resulted in the formation of a high grade steel with exceptional strength, hardness and flexibility. So the patterned surface of this wood steel made it sought after export product in the Middle East, Sri Lanka, Persia and Europe. So Indian steel was so esteemed that it was mentioning by Arab travelers, Greek historians and European metallurgists. So Fulal al-Hind, this Arab travelers mentioned this wood steel as Fulal al-Hind. So this was seen as a Damascus steel swords. This wood steel is the basis for the Damascus steel words. You can see from this. So we have already discussed two metallurgical excellence. One is the iron and steel production. One is the iron pillar of Delhi, and other one is the wood steel. Okay, next let's discuss about the zinc and brass technology. So India was the first civilization to produce zinc on an industrial scale. Savar mines in Rajasthan shows high production in production of zinc in an industrial scale. Okay, so Savar mines, what happens? Here, zinc was produced using vertical distillation technique. So, zinc has a remarkable property of low boiling point and high reactivity. Here, zinc ore was reduced in a sealed retort. It was reduced in a sealed retort, and the vapor it was the formed was directed towards downwards. That's why the name vertical distillation technique. So, vapor from the zinc is collected, and it was directed downwards to condense in a collecting vessel where they solidify to give pure metals. So controlled vapor condensation is also used there. Zinc alloyed with copper to produce brass is known as pitala. We have already heard about the term pitala. So brass is widely used in coins, making utensils, religious idols and architectural ornaments. Okay. Next is gold, silver and copper craft tradition. Continuous tradition from Indus Valley civilization to medieval India. The working on precious metals in India dates back to Indus Valley civilization, which flourished during Vedic, Mauryan, Gupta and Chola periods. As we earlier discussed, gold and silver were considered as a symbols of purity and divinity. It is also essential for rituals, currency systems and adornment. So artisan communities like Kamalars and Panchalas and Sunas means across Indias, and Panchalas means across North India, and Kamalars means they were the communities of South India. So they preserved intricate techniques through hereditary knowledge system passed down orally and through apprenticeships, and the artisans employed a variety of techniques like lost wax casting, granulation, repousse and chasing, filigree and alloying processes. So lost wax technique is also known as Cire Perdue. You see these figures. These idols were prepared using lost wax casting technique, and the Chola bronzes represent excellence in metallurgy and sacred art. So all these sacred metals were existed during the Indus Valley's civilization, and artisans communities like Panchalas, Kamalars and Sunars, they passed their knowledge orally and through apprenticeship, and most of these idols were prepared using techniques like lost wax casting, granulation, repousse and chasing, filigree and alloying technique. So all these about the ancient Indian metallurgy introduction. Hope you liked it. Thank you.